Penn State, Penn State, Penn State. I don't even have the mic on me today. Y'all just can't win a game, can you? Penn State, Penn State, Penn State. If you did not hear, Penn State played Oregon. Number 3 team Penn State. Number 6 Oregon at Beaver Stadium at 7:30 in the whiteout. That place was booming. That place was rocking. They were crazy that game. Oregon came out with the win in double overtime over Penn State. Drew Aller threw a pick to number 31, and number 31's pick was literally, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a college football 26 user lurk type of pick right there. Now, after this game, a lot of Penn State fans, a lot of people were not happy with James Franklin. They have been saying they need to fire James Franklin. They've been saying that for the past couple years, that James Franklin needs to be fired from the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, when I look at James Franklin and his records against top 25 teams, top 10 teams, top 5 teams, it's bad. Against top 10 teams, he's now 4-21. Against top 5 teams, he's now 1-18, and this is in his entire career. Now, in his entire career against top 25 teams, he is 17-36. And his tenure with Penn State against top 25 teams, he is 16-29. And it's like, bro, I like Franklin. I like him as a coach. You know, he gets players to the NFL. A lot of the players respect him and everything like that. He's a good guy. But it's like he can't win against the top teams. It looks like it. And the way with James Franklin, with a lot of people, because there's people who like him, but the way it looks like with James Franklin is like, it's kind of like that one person that you known them as a good person, and people are like, oh no, this person is terrible, this person's going to do you wrong, this person's this person's that, and you're just like, no, they're not. Like, they're actually genuinely a good person. But then there's the proof in the pudding that this person is actually a bad person, or you go through a moment where they actually were, where the person or the people who said this person is bad were actually right. And it's like, you don't want to believe it, but it's like, man, it's starting to prove itself more and more. That's how it is with James Franklin. It's like, I like him as a coach, but at the same time, with the way this is looking by the numbers, it's like, oh, you can't win the big game. You can't win them as a coach. And Drew Aller, I didn't know this until I watched the game of Penn State. He's never won a big game against the top team yet. And he's a senior. I was like, oh, man. But here are my key takeaways from this game. Firstly, offense, they could not stay on the field for nothing. Defense, they couldn't get off the field for nothing. I mean, defense looked dog tired. And this is how I knew Penn State's defense was tired. Deny Dennis Sutton, your best edge rusher, obvious, in my opinion, top 5, top 3 edge rushers in college football. He got injured mid-game because he caught a cramp. Because whenever they had to call an injury timeout for Deny Dennis Sutton, he was literally sitting there just drinking water. That's how long defense was on the field. I could look at those guys, and them defensive players was huffing and puffing because they couldn't get off that field. It's like that, like, if y'all go to church, it's kind of like that moment in church where they say, just stand up, and then you sit back down. They say, stand up again. You're like, all right. Then you sit down. They say, stand up again, and you got to stand up. It's like, oh my goodness. That's how the defense felt. It's like, oh, we got to get back on the field, man. Oh my gosh. That's how they felt. Offense. Y'all couldn't get nothing going. O-line, what were y'all looking like? I don't know which O-line is worse, Penn State's O-line or Clemson's O-line. Because, I mean, my goodness, y'all are full of 3, 4, 5-year players, and y'all playing like this is your first game in college football ever. Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, they were mid only because the O-line was bad that made them look bad. And then also because when the O-line literally was doing good with their blocking, we literally see Katron Allen, he made some good plays. He made some big runs. Nick Singleton, like I said, he was mid to bad. Katron Allen was just mid. He had that one good run. He had a couple good runs, and then he was done. Penn State receivers, they were bad. They were bad. We like Penna, Hudson, and Devontae Ross. Devontae Ross was the only receiver I seen who was lighting it up. Penna, the only thing he did was really give them good field position. I think it was one of the overtimes he gave Penn State good field position. Other than that, he didn't do nothing that game. Neither Hudson, they didn't do nothing. Luke Reynolds, he was quiet. But here's the problem it comes down to. Drew Aller. There's no way, as a senior, a star quarterback, one of the, as people deem, top quarterbacks in college football, there's no way you are a senior with the arm talent you have. You're going into the fourth quarter, or you're playing in the fourth quarter, 8 for 16, 62 yards, 0 touchdowns, which you had 0 interceptions as well, which is great. But there's no way you're going into the fourth quarter with only 62 yards. That's terrible. Drew Aller, you were mid to bad. The only reason why I'll put you in the mid to bad category is because that fourth quarter really saved you. That fourth quarter saved you. Now, Oregon, I understand Oregon won, but let me say this. Y'all don't really got too much to chirp about because at the same time, y'all were leading 17-3 like most of the game, and you let Penn State come back. Yeah, you won. But at the same time, if I'm leading by 20 points and I let the team come back and I still win by 2 points, yeah, I won by 2 points, but guess what? That's still bad. That's a bad win because, first of all, Penn State's offense was really bad. Their defense was very tight. You should have just stepped on their throats when you had them. And you had them, but then you let up a little bit and you're like, oh, this game is over. And Penn State said, no, it's not. It was a great game. Y'all put up arguably game of the year. If it wasn't a game of the year, then I thought Florida State and Virginia was game of the year. But my thing is Penn State. How many more times are they going to do this? How many more times? I mean, how many more times is Penn State going to win just to lose the game you need to win? I give Penn State credit. You win the games you're supposed to win. Great. Good. Good. But the games where it's going to be a dogfight, I don't see Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm seeing Penn State Kitty Cats. Can Penn State still make the Big Ten championship? They still have a chance. This is only the one loss. The only thing they have to hope for is Ohio State or Oregon loses. And you better hope Indiana beats them. And you better hope you beat Indiana. And you better hope you beat Ohio State. Can Penn State still make the playoffs? I still think so. This is just one loss. As I said with my FSU Seminoles, this is just one loss on the season. There's still many more games to go. Because when you guys look at this, Penn State, when they lost against Ohio State, people were like, oh, this is over. They're not going back. This was that. Like, they're thinking the season is over. And look at what Ohio State did. They choked it against Michigan last season. And guess where y'all went to? The Big Ten Championship. Guess where y'all went to? Y'all went all the way to play Notre Dame for one game before the national championship. Penn State is a good team. They're a good team. They're a good team. They got the talent. It's not like Penn State doesn't have any talent. They have talent. The team is stacked. What is it that they just missing? That they just, I don't know. This is, and I mean, like I said, it was a great game. But man, Penn State. Man, Penn State. But that's going to consist of this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I have more videos out there for you.